Okay, hey out there, everyone. Hope everyone's had a wonderful, blessed day. Enjoying your week. All safe and healthy, and enjoying your best life. So this video talking about my what if series. So last video talked about the Lakers. That one's a little bit long, so I figured a way to cut that into parts, get that on social media. Anyway, talking about here, we're talking about the 2020 Lakers now. This video, last video, I recapped the first round for the 2010 Lakers, which is the Thunder, which is against the Thunder. This one talking about the 2020 Lakers only. So we're recapping the first round between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers in 2020, which was in the NBA bubble in 2020, which they won the series 4-1. So just giving you coming by takeaways on the series and my thoughts overall on the series, pretty much. So pretty much gonna kind of go about it the same way a little bit. Use my board a little bit, give my discussion a little bit. So just because some of you, I'm sure not everyone's going to watch the full videos anyway, but just because some of you didn't watch the 2010 Lakers, so I'm just going to redraw it. So the 2020 Lakers, like I said, there's some ways in which they're similar to 2010 Lakers. I'll get into that when I do my comparison video when we get to the breakdown of how these two teams match up. Right now, I'm giving you guys a bit to tell the tape, right? Gotta give you tell the tape of how these two teams did on the way to the championship series before we get to the main event of these two teams colliding in the ring, kind of thing. So, Lakers ran a 4-1 offense. Now, their 4-1 offense, I would say, was a little bit better than the 2010 Lakers. Reasons why, they had better shooting, in my opinion. We'll get into that a little bit later. So, when you ran the 4-1 offense, right, AD was here. Wasn't AD, it was LeBron. Then you have four shooters outside, which was your KCP, Danny Green. It wasn't LeBron. It was either LeBron and AD out. And then the other person this series would have been... So, I'm trying to think when McGee was out. When McGee was out, it was Kuzma or Caruso. And Morris. Those are the main players this series. Now, they didn't run the 4 like this, right? They ran a 3-2. 3-2, right? Pretty much kind of similar. Only difference is he didn't run the triangle. But it was very similar to the Lakers in this fashion. So, they didn't run the triangle. That's the only difference. But LeBron was usually here at the top of the key. You had your KCP, Danny Green here. 3-2 was ran mostly when Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee was in the game. Sometimes it also was ran when LeBron would try to post up here with AD. So, AD is really one that stayed in the paint, kind of in one of these areas. Then this would either be LeBron kind of post up, sitting outside, or this would be Dwight or McGee sitting out here, because when the attention got drawn to AD, they would cut, and this is where your alley-oop attempts was created. Or if LeBron died, this is usually when McGee or Dwight came off the backside, and your alley-oops were created. So that's kind of the difference between them, that they didn't run a triangle, so it wasn't as predetermined here. It's kind of more AD or LeBron held the ball, and when attention was brought to them, they were playmakers and got the ball to the open player. So that happened both 4-1s when they draw attention, or 3-2s when they draw attention. Lakers, to me, had bad transition defense at times in this series. So the difference between the 2010 Lakers, which I don't know if I said it, but 2010 Lakers had bad transition defense in theirs, which I thought was more caused from when their defense didn't get set up time because he was watching Kobe Bryant take a shot and then allow Westbrook to take advantage in fast break. Reasons that the Lakers were bad in transition defense, to me, came from Game 1 was Dwight Howard antics, which he got in foul trouble, and then he would be down court fussing with big, where it was Nurkic or sometimes I think it was Whiteside. I think it was mainly Nurkic he got into it with. But that took away, so I took one of their better rim protectors out on the defensive side, and that's kind of how he got killed. Then there was one play in this series in which, I can't remember who cut, but Caruso and Kuzma both flop at the same time in this series, and they hit an open 3. I can't remember if that was Game 1 or Game 2 that happened in, but all I can remember is shaking my head when I was I think it happened in Game 1. I remember shaking my head like, this cannot be happening. They cannot be playing this kind of mentality defense when they're trying to get flopping in the playoffs to get a call. Um, so that was crazy to see. And the other reason for bad transitions was complaining. So if you didn't get a call, sorry, I was itching. Apologies. So you didn't get a call for that reason on the offensive side. So that might be LeBron James not getting a foul call, and Anthony Davis not getting a foul call, or because he didn't get a foul call, you have Caruso or somebody else chime in and like, why are you giving them the call? This would lead also to numbers being down. So 5-on-4, 3-on-1, 3-on-2. Someone not getting down to the defensive end, which allowed for open baskets for the Blazers in the one game they did win, and sometimes in the games he lost, still allowed for open baskets. Was a lot of complaining. So that was a bit of one of my takeaways, which I think that was mainly from game one, if I'm being honest, regarding to bad transition defense. Dwight Howard and McGee both got great hustle points from the IQ. Like I said, once AD and LeBron draw attention, they cut at the right time for open alley-oop baskets, or it's cutting at the right time to either get foul calls when you try to go for baskets, or cut the right time to get easy open baskets. Skill. So we're talking about the skills of all these players. KCP very good at defending. He was one of the guards that guarded your CJ McCollum or Damian Lillard. Other than that, his responsibility was shooting threes. He wasn't always consistent with it in this series. A couple games he shot very good. Other games he shot it inconsistently. Same thing with Danny Green. Danny Green was inconsistent at times in this series. Games he shot very good, made the Lakers very hard to beat, like KCP when he hit it good. But he's very inconsistent. His main feature in this is defensively guarding. Same thing, Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. LeBron James, set up your offense any kind of way you want it. Posting up, get the ball to an open person. Run the offense from the half-court sets. Then when he's able to do fast break offense, he got it going, getting the ball so the open three-point shooter are killing it, killing defenders in the paint. It's kind of how he got it. Pretty much averaged near triple-double in this series. And, 25-plus points at will in this series. There's a couple games where I felt he was... Game one, I think he was laid back. There's a couple games he's very laid back, though he still won, in which he kind of, like usual LeBron, just kept... his goal was to get other players involved early and then take advantage in the second half. AD's who he really fed in the first half, got wherever he wanted for the most majority of the series in the posts up. Then when he didn't post up, he faced up, got contested jump shots and made good jump shots in the paint area. And then if not, he was knocking down the free throw line when he got fouled. But AD, pretty much great help blocker, a lot of swap blocks in this game, and got a couple easy baskets off of alley-oops from LeBron. Talked about Dwight, great help blocker. He was really an energy guy off the bench, great help blocker, great rebounder. And then his IQ of knowing where to be for alley-oops and getting offensive boards was big. Caruso was a pass defensively, good on-ball defender, got in passing lanes a lot in this series, and was really there to keep the tempo high. Athletic guard, was able to get dunks and fast breaks at times in this series too. But pass defensively and athletic guard. He was a player I would he was a mixture to me. If I was comparing to the 2010 Laker roster, he was a mixture to me of Farmer and Brown. He was athletic like Brown and able to be a pest defensively like Farmer at times in passing lane defensively. Kyle Kuzma, able to, in the games he played well, able to shoot the ball at a high level from three-point range. Outside of that, his main ability was getting boards and trying to be a key offensive contributor off the bench. He was really the sixth man for the Lakers in the series, scoring-wise. Markieff Morris, good defender, knocked down jump shots from three-point range, and when he got open, the ball was passed. So takeaway, game one, I thought there was a lack of effort. I don't think he was engaged from the jump start of game one. Whether that was them not taking the Blazers serious or kind of just, they were kind of bored maybe a little bit, and he just kind of wanted to get to the championship game because he thought they were that good of a team. But they were not ready. And he underestimated the Blazers to me, which I thought was an underdog because he had time to heal up, and Nurkic came back, which he was out before the pandemic happened. So I thought they were a very deep, talented roster, and I thought they should have been taken more as next game's on, as a dark horse. and the Lakers sure took them more serious in Game 1 than I thought they did at the jump, especially with Melo and McCollum and Lillard who got it going in Game 1. So, because of that, I thought that's why the Blazers beat them Game 1, because he just outworked them and was here to show them that we're about that life, or we're ready to handle business kind of thing. And the Lakers were just not prepared for a reason Game 1 and not interested from the jump start. Game 6, sixth takeaway. Melo, CJ, Dame were all in their bag offensively. Whiteside was a good contributor off the bench in Game 1 as a good help defender and able to get a lot of putbacks and good production off the bench in Game 1. Lakers ran kind of the same thing to me. I'm just going to show it again. By the way, show very quickly the Lakers 3-2 offense, which I forgot to state. But 3-2 offense was kind of the same thing. Sorry, guys. I just realized I displayed to you the 3-2 offense. So this was their 3-2 offense when they ran it. Oh, I did show it. So when I raced the 4-1 offense, this was their 3-2 offense. Like I said, that's kind of how they ran it. I did explain. I just forgot to change from 4-1 to 3-2. So now let's talk about their 2-3 defense. 2-3 defense was kind of the same thing, in my opinion. So, in general, their starting lineup was KCP, LeBron James, Danny Green, AD, and McGee. So when AD and McGee was in the game, right? AD and McGee would be the ones outside the paint as a help defender. Then you would have your KCP and Danny Green up here. LeBron James is really the person that floated on the wing and came here. So the wing was Gabriel, and I forgot who they put in for him later on. I think they put in Melo for him later on. And when Melo went in, it was kind of hard to hang off him. But the first couple games, pen drop. First couple games, it was Gabriel, and LeBron was threatened by Gabriel. So he kind of just hung off of him and stayed in the paint so he could get the rebound and run the fast break right away. And the Lakers were very good in fast break offense, by the way, in the series. That was probably one of the biggest takeaways for them. My takeaways from them. Very good at fast break offense, again, baskets going within the first 8 seconds. So, like I said, LeBron hung up in here, just floated around his defender, which usually was an inefficient 3-point shooter. McGee was on Nurkic beginning game, then would come AD on Nurkic, and then Kuzma, whoever came in, would just be the person guarding Melo. And I'm trying to think who else, or Whiteside, when Whiteside came in. And I want to say other than that, it was like Trent. Who was the other person would be in if Melo wasn't in. And LeBron kind of just hung off and stayed in here to paint to get rebounds and run the fast break offense very quickly. And your KCP and Danny Green stayed out on the perimeter on McCollum and Damian Lillard. That's kind of how the defense ran. By the time the rebounds ended, just like I said in the Lakers video, it was always 3 people here in the paint when the shot went up. And there was help defense going on by the bigs. That's kind of how they ran it. So whoever drove, guarded person driving was here. You have your help from McGee or Dwight or LeBron if Dwight and McGee weren't in. And then AD would help. And then that's kind of how you guard it. And then you have your other 2 defenders guarding the main primary guards. And this was very good for them in half court. Very good half court defense. Like I said, they got struggle in transition defense when they didn't get the half court defense set, which usually was a byproduct majority of the time to me because they were complaining. So, other takeaway, they were great at outlet passing. So where that was passing, like I said, once he got the rebound, he would make great up-court passes to LeBron or whoever was running. A lot of times it was either LeBron or AD was already down, so we just throw the ball to AD and get him going early in the paint with paint offense from the defensive rebound. And whoever was running, he would throw it. So this could be Caruso getting the ball, this could be Kuzma getting the ball, it could be LeBron getting the ball. I could go on and on about it. Very good at lob offenses. So once LeBron drew attention, he was great at passing the ball to AD, McGee or Dwight. And this also worked when your guards should run the offense too. They're very good at passing lobs to AD, Dwight, and McGee. and LeBron and Caruso got their at times their lobs too. So LeBron was great passing out of double. That was one of the main takeaways when he doubled LeBron. He's predetermined ready that he knew the double was coming, who had to cut where to get the ball. Nurkic and Melo did a very good job later in the series, and when he drew attention from doubles, because Nurkic got it going later in the series, Melo kind of was pretty much consistent majority of the series, all series from game 1 to later on. Nurkic got it going, I would say, later in the series, and when he drew attention, he made very good passes out the double teams to our attention being drawn, double team attention being drawn to them. He made great passes to Whiteside or whoever was in the paint. Like I said before, Lakers were very good at transition offense and often wanted to run. They wanted to run fast breaks all day, every day in their games. They didn't really want to get to half-court offense, and when they did get to half-court offense, it was very much ran through LeBron or AD. Dame got injured in Game 4, Whiteside got injured in Game 5, and both returned in Game 5. And once Dame later got injured, kind of was it for the series. But I really thought the Lakers took their heart in Game 4, and that was the Kobe Bryant jersey game, if I'm correct. The Mamba jersey games, which was black. I think that's when he kind of took the heart from the Blazers, and that's kind of when the series ended to me, in my opinion. Though they had a very good competitive Game 5, by the way. I already said Lakers killing fast break. I'm not going to enforce that. So Lakers did enforce their height and physical play in early times in this series. So the games that they won, I thought they instilled physical play and their height and enforced their size on the Blazers and let the Blazers know that he was gonna bully them. The games that the Lakers bullied them early is usually what he got took advantage of the games. Caruso had 4 steals and was very good defensive pass, like I said, in this series at times with the bench. Just recapping the series very quickly. Game 1, Blazers won 193. Lakers were not engaged from jump start. They out-hustled them all 4 quarters, in my opinion, for the most part. And then CJ, Melo, and Dame got it going. Dame was clutch in the 4th quarter. That was the difference. When the Lakers did cut it close, Dame was clutch. Made every clutch basket in the 4th quarter to put it away. Game 2, Lakers won that one 111-88. They outplayed them. They were physical with them early. AD had 31-11. LeBron had a 10, 6, and 7. LeBron got going early, but I think he ended with a stat line 10, 6, and 7. I might have that wrong, but I think that's correct. Okay? But LeBron got it early. They fed AD. AD was physical, finished 31-11, and that's all she wrote in that game. Game 3, Lakers won this one kind of closer game, 116-108. By the way, all these for this 2020 Lakers series, compared to the 2010 Lakers series, I was able to actually find a couple games which was full video games, or clips of games that end up being full video games by the end of it. This one was all recaps, and then I seen, like, this is very recent to me, so I was able to jog my memory very quickly and just be like, hey, I remember that happened. I did look back at the score stat card to kind of jog my memory of some stuff, but I remember this series for the most part because it was so recent compared to 2010 Lakers, which was so long ago that I kind of had to watch the full video if I could, and the stat score more in depth to kind of jog my memory. Anyway, Game 3, Lakers won this one 116-108. AD LeBron had double-doubles. LeBron had 38 points, 12 rebounds. 8 assists, and 2 steals. AD finished with 29 points, 11 rebounds. 8 assists also. 2 steals, 3 blocks. They both almost had triple doubles. AD took over in the 4th quarter, but they both got it going in this game, and that's what contributes to the win for Lakers in this game. Game 4, this was a Kobe Mamba jersey game, and Kobe Bryant had passed away in 2020, so this big motivation for the Lakers in this playoff run was Kobe Bryant, which I think was a big part of why they won the chip. They were dominant from jump, physical play, out-hustled, took over defensively, had a 10-0 lead to start the game, had a big lead the entire game, was up big majority and the entire game in the series. They were dominant from jump, like I said. Kuzma had 18 points off the bench, and everyone contributed. Everyone got in the game because at this point it was garbage time. Both benches, I think, everyone got in the game for the most part. Game 5, this was the last game. Lillard was out. Trent got put in the starting lineup. Trent contributed big in this series. Melo got it going in the series. CJ McCollum got it going in the series. The Blazers were very competitive for 4 quarters. End of the day, 4th quarter, not enough without Damian Lillard. AD, LeBron took over. LeBron had a triple-double, 36 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. AD had 43 points and 9 rebounds. The bench played great for Lakers in this game, and he put them away 131 to 122 to win the series 4-1. That's pretty much my takeaway from the Lakers in this series. Pretty much game 1, I just didn't think they were ready and engaged from the jump start. Rest of the series, I believe they enforced their will with physical play and dominance of letting them know that we were the big dog in the West, and you're just not there yet. Like I said, Lillard did go down game 4, which changed the series in game 5. Though game 5, I believe Melo and Trent stepped up to the plate in his absence with CJ McCollum, and Nurkic played good to me. Game 5, I want to say game 3 to game 5, Nurkic stepped up to the plate and played well. But game 5, I believe him and Melo played great with McCollum, and Trent stepped up in game 5, which kept the game competitive for a majority of the game to the 4th quarter, in which LeBron and AD just hit clutch baskets. So overall, I thought the Lakers dominated the series as they should have. I did think the Blazers would have given them a little bit more of a scare. I thought this game would have went at least 6, if not 7 games. I believe I had pre-predicted. I forgot where I had that prediction. 2020. But I did believe the Lakers were the better teams going to the series. But I thought Melo was underrated. Thought Nurkic was underrated. I thought the roster was deep with Whiteside off the bench. And I thought CJ and Dame was going to get it going and cause more of a scare than they did in this series in 2020. But the Lakers finished the job, won 4-1, and pretty much cruised for the most part in their championship victory. But we're going to focus on Game 1 here. That's my take on Game 1 recap with the Lakers, 2020 Lakers against the Portland Trail Blazers, in which they won 4-1. Sorry, again, next game's on. So that being said, guys, some of my thoughts on what if series with them. Try to get this video up. Sure, I'm going to have to cut this one too in a couple pieces. But that being said, guys, continue to live your best life. Stay safe and healthy out there. Hope you all are having a wonderful, blessed day. Keep doing good out there in the world, guys. And that's my take on my first round recaps for both teams. The 2010 Lakers and 2020 Lakers. So that being said, guys, keep doing good in the world and peace. That's my take on the first round series recaps.